This is the randomize array lesson, where we need to randomize one of the items from the array. So we need to pick one of these words, and then we also need to scramble the letters in the word. And I'll show you how to do all of this within this lesson. We're going to turn these strings into arrays, and then we're going to randomize the order of the items in the array. So we see that we've got our in play, and then this is where we need to build out our word. So we'll call it create word and create a function for that. So the function, and we'll console log this out for now, and then we're going to update that to output to the inner HTML. So create a function that can create the word. And then using JavaScript, we're going to select one of the elements at random. So selecting random index. Now we need to use math random in order to generate a random number. And we're going to multiply it by the length of what our array is. So that's the array that we've got all of our content, and we had called it my array. So selecting that array, and we know that all arrays will have a value there of length. Let's do random index, and I'll show you what's going to be output now. So when we refresh it, you see that we've got a 2, and we've got a bunch of places there after that. So 3 and a whole bunch of digits after that, like dot digits after that. And if you're familiar with JavaScript and math, you know that if you use math floor, that will get rid of all that excess. So basically it will strip away all of the decimal and all the excess characters, leaving us with a number from 0 all the way up to, and in this case we've got 5 items as a length, so it's going to be 0 to 4. We're going to be returning back a value. If you want to select a random value from 1 to 5, then you would have to add a +1 to this function. So now we've got a random number anywhere from 0 to 4, and we see 0, we saw 4 earlier, we saw 1, 2, and eventually we would get 3 as well. So we're getting our random index, and that allows us to select a random value from the my array. So let's call it temp word, and this is the word that we're going to be using the my array, adding in the random index value that we've just generated. We're going to selecting one of these array words at random, and I'll show you that this way we're selecting one of those words at random, and we can output that into the console. So refresh, start, and we see we're getting a random word. So when we refresh, start, now we got document, and we're getting an undefined there, and that means that we're not returning anything. So let's go ahead and return that temp word value so that we can also see that within the other console message. So now we got course on that one, start again, course on this one, and so on. So we're generating one of those words at random, and it just so happened that we got course 3 times in a row, but as you can see, we can get other values as well. So now we've got a random word, and next we need to scramble the words, the letters in this word. And we're going to use a JavaScript function in order to do that, and we'll call it function random array to be passed in. When we use JavaScript, we can turn any string into an array using split. So if we take temp word and if we split this using the JavaScript split method, and then this is 2 double quotes there, you can see that we're going to be splitting that out, and it's going to be turning it into an array. So now our JavaScript word is in an array, and that means that we can use the random array function, which we're going to set up in the upcoming lesson, to reorganize the items in the array. And you can see that all the time it turns it into an array. So coming up next, I'll show you how to do that. So for this lesson, go ahead and build the random selection from the array, and then output that random string value, random item from the array, then split it into an array that we can use and work with in the upcoming lesson. So go ahead and add that into your application.